Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builders Supply. This video is to bring you a closer look at the Bilco number RPRS7 T. This is a replacement sealed, this is a replacement lock assembly is what this is. Several parts are included in this kit. There are photographs below this video showing all those pieces, and let's go over them now. First of all, the lock body. That's going to be obviously mounted to the inside of the door. You'll have 4 screws that will be included for that, and 4 washers as well. Okay. There are a total of 7 screws. They really don't give you all the parts you can potentially need. What they're expecting is that you're probably replacing something or going to reuse some stuff, but we'll get to that in a moment. You're going to get 4 screws for this, 4 washers. Okay, here's the lock body, and let's do some dimensional properties as we go along. Why? It will help you determine if this is the right unit. Overall height of the lock body, about 5 3/4, and you can see the centers of the screw holes. About 3/8 down to about 5 3/8, so about 5-inch centers on that. That's important to know because that dimension has changed with time with Bilco. I have seen others that have a greater center to center that are quite old, but nonetheless, know that that's the center on this. The width of the body, about 2 3/4. Overall projection of the body, about 1 5/8. So just taking it from the top of the spindle assembly, you can see where that falls into place, 1 1/4. Then the center line of the latch looks like it is about 2 3/8 of an inch. Projection of that latch, about 1/2 inch. That's the lock body. This is going to be steel, and it is in a dichromate finish for corrosion resistance. That's what gives it its yellow sort of tone. Okay, so lock body, there you go. Now, I'm going to show you all the regular components and then show you at the end what makes the -T a different variant. You will have a strike that's going to be included that will attach obviously to the side wall of your roof hatch. Width of the strike, about 2 1/2. Overall height, about 2 inch. Centers on the screws, in case you're matching existing, you can study where they are. About 1/2 inch from one end and then about 2 inch. Okay. You will have the provision for padlocking it from the inside with these 2 plates. Use them if you install them. If you need to make that provision, I would strongly suggest that you would, because while the exterior can be padlocked, the exterior is also, susceptible to being broken, removed, bolt cut off. The angle plate that you'll typically mount to the lid, okay, is what's going to happen. Your lid's going to come down. Your sidewall is going to connect. So these 2 plates, whatever configuration you're going to install them in. Okay, you can put that to the sidewall. That can go to the lid. That's a very common way to do that, just depending on how it's going to work for you. Zinc dichromate again, as you can see that yellow or orange tint. About 2 7/8. Projection, about 1 1/8 width. Overall height, about 2 3/4. The width on the lid portion, about 2 7/8. 1 1/4. Total projection, about 2 1/8. Now, to the part that makes this different, the handle sets. This is the handle from an RPRS7 T. The RPRS7 is the standard model. That's 90% of the time, or more, 99% of the time. When you add the -T, all it does is make the spindle length 1 inch longer. So the stock spindle length is 4 5/8 on the standard RPRS7. When you make it an RPRS7 T, that becomes 5 5/8. The overall length of the spindle is 1 inch longer. Inside handle with a cotter pin that you'll drive in through the hole. That will line up, and you'll just finish off your installation that way. Okay. Provision on the outside to padlock. Rubber gasket when you pierce through with the low profile bolts, which I'll show you in a moment. Now, where do you use the -7? Bilco will say that when you have a model that has a roof hatch model that has a 2-inch insulated lid is where you need the longer spindle. Now, I know that I sell the -7 model to people all the time, and I think people buy it more often than necessary, or perhaps they just very often do indeed have models with a 2-inch insulated lid. But let's put the tape measure on here to help you better determine. If I compress the washers that are there in the rubber gasket to the end of that, we're at about 4 7/16. Now that is 1 inch longer than the standard. Okay, so just keep that in mind. That's what you're dealing with. Okay, now you're going to get 7 bolts and 4 washers. The extended description says that 2 of them will be low profile so that you can get through this hole and through the gasket and allow enough clearance for the handle to actually rotate. But in this package, all of the bolts are low profile, so it really doesn't matter. And the other 4 bolts, 7? There are 8 bolts in here. It's always a mystery as to what they're sending you bolts for. 2 will be for here. 4 will be for here. 2 will be for here. That's going to leave 2 left over. You're just not going to have enough for here, and for here. Typical and common. Just the way it is with Bilco. It's always a mystery in terms of why the bolt count is the way that it is, especially when you're buying a complete kit. They must be assuming that you're going to be replacing existing and reusing, like I had said earlier. Now, the name Bilco is synonymous with all things roof hatch related, floor door related, a variety of different types and makes. There is a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all the Bilco products that we sell, but a link to the manufacturer's website, along with a link to the product catalog where you can review all of their complete roof hatch assemblies. But in terms of parts, we're going to be able to help you with the hold-open brackets, the replacement shocks, the handles, the latches, the strikes, and all of the hardware that is the gasketing, all the hardware associated with it. So feel free to reach out to us if you need help finding something specific. There is, above this video, a horizontal line of navigation that we call breadcrumbs. It is the directory or category path that is derived at. So in this instance, for the RPRS7 T, it says Home, which is the home page, Roof Hatches, Parts, then Latches. So if you just click on the Parts link, you'll get to all of the parts for all of the manufacturers. Then you can refine that search from there. If you have any questions on the Bilco RPRS7 T, replacement zinc-plated chromate sealed lock assembly, or any other Bilco product, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.